Hey everyone, once again my name is Taylor. Today my video is going to be about my entire curriculum, but more specifically how my activities are linked together. My activities are intended to be used for 8th graders who are in the middle of the formal development and concrete operational stages of cognitive development. I believe this will create an interesting dynamic between the two stages of development, and I'd like to see how it would work out. I built my activities around each other, and I want them to kind of build off of each other and allow kids different insights and different ways that they can observe nature around them. So the two subjects I chose to work with were language arts and science. More specifically, biology within science. My language arts activities are designed so that students have to use all of their senses to describe the world around them. So my first activity is designed as an individual activity where students will go out on their own and find an isolated place. After they've decided a location, they need to stay there for at least 30 minutes. And in that 30 minutes, they are not allowed to open their eyes or to talk unless they are writing stuff down for their observations. They'll need to record anything and everything they sense going on around them. So if a bird chirps, they should describe it. If the wind blows and makes them feel cold or shakes the trees, describe it. Describe anything that smells, any feelings they have, or any sounds. Just describe everything going on around them. Then next week or the day after, doesn't matter, just has to be after the first activity. The second activity is very much similar, but with using your eyes this time. So you're allowed to use all of your senses, not just eliminating your use of sight. So it's going to be relatively the same, but what I'm hoping is that students will notice that they have a lot more object fixation when they use their eyes, and that they'll zone out other things going on around them. And then the assessment for this is that the students would need to write a comprehensive paper about what they noticed, any similarities, any differences, why they noticed them, or just anything like that. But they should be able to describe why things were different. That's the whole goal. And then for my science activities, I am looking to get students out and about, walking around in nature, looking at different things and noticing things that they might not have noticed before. So my first activity is a leaf pressing activity, in which students will be given a small journal and they will be asked to collect a sample of 5 leaves. And they can do this in groups, they can do it on their own, but every student has to have their own leaf pressing book by the end of the activity. In this book, they need to have the 5 leaves and then a description of where they found it, what it looked like, was it on the ground, was it on the tree, what did the tree look like, can they name the tree, just general notes about what was going on when they picked up that leaf. And then they will, after they've collected their 5 leaves, they'll come back and we'll all get in a group, and then I'll explain how to correctly press a leaf with 2 planks of wood and a whole bunch of rubber bands around the journal. The second activity is an animal tracking activity, in which students will be, again, working on their own or in groups, doesn't matter, but they will be walking around and trying to find some markings or tracks or anything that shows that an animal was there. So if it's a tree rubbing from a deer, or if there's some fur stuck on a bush, or if there's tracks in the ground from where something was walking, or if there's even scat. They need to describe all of the markings they see, and they need to, if they see any tracks, like footprints or hoof prints or anything like that. They should draw what they look like so that they can have an accurate representation of it as best they can. And then they just need to compile a whole bunch of notes, basically, just make a detailed journal about what they saw on their adventures. And then this is where the assessment would come in, where I'd ask the students to turn in their journals about leaf pressing and animal tracking, and I'd ask just that they have like detailed notes and good descriptions and drawings, and that would be what they would be graded off of, not how many or anything like that, just the quality of what they saw. And that's my activities.